All right, this is the last part of this Apollo and Daphne section. We're going to see Daphne transformed into a tree here. Apollo has been chasing her, and now what happens is she prays to her father and asks him to transform her, which he will do. This section is also a good section just to review adjectives and how they're used. Remember, adjectives must agree with the noun that they modify in case, number, and gender. So, torpor gravis means like a heavy numbness. Mollia praecordia, a soft breast. Tenuis liber means thin bark. There's another word, another meaning for liber there for you. Pes velux, swift foot, or juvenale caput, youthful head. We're going to see all of these show up in this section. So a lot of times I'll have students just do a quick exercise here just to try and match the adjectives with the noun they modify. So just look here and see for pede. You can see pede is an ablative, so we need an ablative adjective, so longo pede. Caput here needs magnum. Remember, head is neuter in Latin, so a large head. Libros would be go with bonos, right? This would be good barks rather than good books. Torpor would go with multus, great languidness, and praecordium, pulchrorum praecordium. Here's another one just to match them up. So once again, with pede, we would put, or with praecordium, we'd have mollium, soft bark. And then Waylox would go with pede, a swift foot. Juvenale goes with caput here, a youthful head. Gravis with torpor, and tenues libros, they would mean thin or delicate bark. So you're going to see a lot of language here in there matching up parts of bodies with trees. And so it's good just to review some vocabulary about anatomy. So caput means head. Os here means mouth. Os often it means mouth. Often it substitutes for the word face or head in Latin. Crines means hair. This is like a head of hair. Coma can also mean hair. Brachium means your upper arm. Membrum means a limb, like a limb of your body. Artus is another word for limb. Pectus means your chest, or it's your front part, your breast. Praecordia also means your chest. You can see it means the what's in front of your heart. And pes, of course, means foot. And here are some tree words for you. So cacumen means the top of a tree. Frons means leaf or sometimes foliage. Ramus means a branch. Lignum means wood. Stipes means the trunk of a tree. Liber here means tree bark, not book. Cortex means also the bark of the tree. This is the bark that's underneath the bark that you see. Arbor, you probably knew, means tree, and radix means the root. So now let's look at this section from Ovid. And as I said, Daphne has been running away from Apollo. He's just about to catch her. She prays to her father, who's a river god, to help her. And of course, the help he's going to give her, he's going to turn her into a tree. And so it says, Vix prece finita torpor gravis occupat artus, mollia cinguntur tenui praecordia libro, in frondum crines, in ramos brachia crescunt, pes morotam velox pigris radicibus haeret, ora cacumen habet, remanet nitor unus in illa. So wix, of course, means barely. So So the idea here is like uh, having barely finished her prayer, torpor gravis, a heavy numbness occupied or took hold of her limbs. Mollia kinguntur, her soft, or mollia praecoria, right, her soft chest, her upper body, kinguntur, it is wrapped with tenui libro, a thin bark. Infrandum crines, her hair, and then crescunt is is actually, it just occurs once. It occurs here, but her hair crescunt grows into frondem, and brachia, her arms or her limbs, crescunt, grow into ramos. Pace, velox, her swift foot, or so lately swift, right? It clings, it hiret, it clings to pigris radic, to slow, or pigris, lazy roots, right? Ora, her top has a mouth, or really the idea is her top now has a face, and yet nitor unus, only brightness, her brightness, her personality, Raymond, it remains in her. Hank, the arboreum is not in Ovid, but the idea is this tree, right? Phoebus amat, Apollo loves Hanc arboreum. He loves this tree, quoque also. Posita in stipe dextra, and placing his right hand on her trunk, sentet ad huc trepidare novo subcortice pectus, compluxque suis ramos ut membra lacertis oscula dat ligno. And so, placing his right hand on her trunk, on the trunk of the tree, sentet, he feels still trepidare pectus, her tremoring chest, like her beating heart. And sub really goes with both these. Sub, novo cortice, under new bark. Compluxque, and having embraced her branches with as members with his very own arms, right? Oscula dat, he gives kisses, ligno, to the bark. Refugit tamen oscula lignum. Nevertheless, the lignum refugit oscula. So Daphne still isn't quite ready for this relationship. Cui Deus at quoniam conjux mea non potes esse, arbor eris certe, dixit, mea semper habebunt te coma, te citerae, te nostrae lorae, firetrae. So, to whom, or like to the tree, the god, and then we have to go all the way down here for the verb, dixit. The god says, ad quoniam conjux mea non potes esse, right? Even though non potes, you are not able, esse, to be conjux mea, you're not able to be conjux, eris, you will be, or eris certe, you certainly will be arbor mea. You certainly will be my arbor. It says, semper habebunt. And they will always have. Okay, so coma. The they here is coma, kitterai, nostri, feretri. So, and you can kind of put mea with this, right? My hair, my kittera, my harp, and our phyretra, our quiver, right? They will have you. So you can see the te just keeps getting repeated. In lore, this is in the vocative, so he's talking directly to the tree. So literally it says something like, they will always have you, hair, you, harp, you, our quiver, O laurel. So, but translating, we'd probably say something like this. You will always be arbor mea, and my hair, my harp, and my quiver, they will always have or make use of you, O laurel, the laurel tree. Okay, now this section gets just a little bit tricky, but I'll try and get you through it. Now we kept repeating te, and now line 560 starts with two. So you are two, ducibus latiis aderis, cum laeta triumphum vox canet and viset longas capito lia pompas. You, and then we have to kind of go here for the verb. You will aderis, right? You will be present. Ducibus latiis, for the Latins, really, like for the Latin leaders, the Latin princes. Cum, when, laeta vox, when the happy voice canet sings triumphum, sings the triumph, and they will see, right? The Capitoline will see the longas pampas, the long parade or the long procession. Positibus Augustis eadem fidissima custos, to the Augustan gates, and the same, right? As fidissima custos, as most faithful guardians before the gates, the fores, you will stand. Mediamque, and watching, keeping watch over is the idea of tuebor, and keeping watch over the medium quercum, the middle oak, or the oak tree in the middle here. Utque, and utque meam intonsis caput et juvenale capillis. So here que is and. Ut here is just like. Meum caput juvenale. My youthful head is with uncut hair. So the idea here is just like my youthful head with its uncut, always has uncut hair, to you quoque perpetua semper geri frondus honores. You also, you will wear, always wear frondis, leaves, as perpetual honor. So the laurel tree is an evergreen. So it says, Apollo is saying, just like I never need to cut, I've got nice long hair like a young man, and it's always going to be like that. You also, will be an evergreen tree. You will always bear leaves. Fine rat paean. Paean is another word for Apollo here. So we could, Paean had finished. We could say Apollo had finished. Factis modulori ramis ad nuit, utque caput visa est, agitase cacumen. So Apollo having finished, or Apollo had finished. The laurel tree, Laurai, the laurel with its um, recently made, with factis ramis, recently made branches, ad nuit. She nodded. And her head, or she seemed to move her, the top of the tree seemed to move like a head. So she, essentially, Daphne is nodding here, saying, okay, I guess I can live with that. Okay, so you should finish this up. You can give a translation. Make sure to answer the questions. I put them onto Moodle in case you don't have the book quite yet.